was rescuing. So let's open up this bad boy and see how bad it is. Well, the case looks solid, that's good. Now for the fun part. First look. Okay, all right. Doesn't look like it's in too bad shape. I mean, no, it doesn't have a bridge, and I'm gonna give it new strings, obviously, but let's see, the sound post is still up in there. It looks like it's in the right place. It has 3 tuning pegs, so I'm gonna have to come up with a 4th one. The chin rest seems great. These fine tuners, it looks like it has pieces missing. It's gonna get a brand new tailpiece and set of fine tuners, so this is gonna go. Not really worried about that. I don't see any cracks in the seams, and I don't see any cracks in the top or on the back. So that makes this a really good candidate for being a rescue violin. We have a bow. Whoa! Oh, no, no, no. It's never supposed to look like that. We will need a bridge, a tailpiece, 4 fine tuners, a matching tuning peg, a new set of strings, and of course I'm gonna put the finger guide on. I'm gonna put the shoulder rest in here and some rosin. I'm gonna rosin that bow up once I get it nice and playable. If I have to switch it out, I will. And the case looks good too. We just have to start working on the violin, and first thing I gotta do is give it a good cleaning. Definitely want to deliver a totally clean violin, especially in these days of COVID. You just never know. I also clean them in between rentals and anytime they change hands. See? Ew. All right. Clean as a whistle. I have all the stuff I need right here on my workbench or dining room table. So I think I can probably finish this today minus that extra peg that I need. But that means I can put the bridge on. I can put 3 out of the 4 new strings on. I can put the tailpiece on with the fine tuners. I'm gonna put that together. And of course, I can put on this wonderful finger guide that's gonna prevent loss of lesson time, because your teacher won't have to put tapes onto your violin. They'll be all there, all your positions are marked. I'm a big fan of recycling and using all the parts I have that work, and I'm not a big fan of wasting parts. So that's why if I get a violin in that's just unsalvageable, I'll just strip it for parts, or I'll use it for art projects. Maybe I'll use the pegs for earrings. Maybe I'll use the top for an art piece. I'll paint it all nice for somebody, or you know, I could put somebody's logo on it. Sometimes I'll use the ribs, which are like the sides of the instrument. I'll use them for earring organizers. I'll start putting my tailpiece together. Good, and now I get to put each of these very reliable fine tuners in. Tailpiece is ready. Before I even attach anything to the instrument, I'm going to install the finger guide. I have a whole separate video about doing this, which I'll link here in my description. These pretty much stick permanently to your instrument. I've never taken one off yet because my instruments are designed to be student instruments, and therefore it's never needed to, you know, upgrade, if someone needs to upgrade, the idea is that they would upgrade to a better violin from a luthier, like Benning Violins or Metzler or somewhere like that. But these are not the same kind of violins that you would get at a luthiery shop, because they're recycled. And that's why I can offer a way lower price point. But that's great, because if you're just starting the violin, you don't know if you like it or not. You don't know if you're gonna stick with it or not. This is so that you can find out in the best way possible whether or not violin is for you, and how it feels and what it's like and what it sounds like, you know, without worrying about having a totally awful quality instrument that you can't even really play on. I mean, it's actually harder to learn on a low quality student instrument. That's why I try to make my student instruments as high quality as possible for the sound, for the feel, for the adjustments that you have to make, like tuning. You have to make it easy to use a violin, to make it easy to learn how to play a violin. And I want to get rid of those barriers. I want to get rid of the barriers that prevent people from learning violin, whether that's the cost barrier or the quality barrier. You know, if you're watching this video right now and you would love to learn violin and you're stuck because there's no teacher where you are, write to me. I have a huge network of violin teachers and string professionals, and I know we'd all love to help you out. So just write to me, we'll get it figured out. So there's my finger guide. The clearness blends into the fingerboard, but you can see the lines for where your fingers are supposed to go. Now I can start putting the tailpiece and the bridge and the strings together. Oh yeah, okay, that feels perfect. We're almost good as new here with this little violin that I took out of the packaging today. All I need to do is get a matching, you see how it has this little pearl eye in there? I need to get a matching peg and shape it up and drill it and put the E string on. And then we'll have a full, ready, rescued violin. Okay, so good news, my peg came in with the little pearl eye. I hope you can see this. So this is what I needed to finish this violin because it matches the other pegs here. So I just have to now fit this peg in here, which, oh, it almost fits, but yeah, it's a little too thick. Oh yeah! It'll work and it'll tune and the peg will stay, and this is gonna be a great little violin. Now we can put on the E string. come back and tune this one later. We're letting the strings adjust. So pretty. But don't worry, the strings are gonna adjust a little bit. I'm gonna keep tuning it up, but for now, we're ready to complete the outfit. So here's the rosin I'll put into the kit. Rosin comes totally blank and shiny when it's new like this. And I know it's really pretty, but we gotta scratch it up a little bit so that the rosin in powder form will come onto our bow. That's something that I do on all of my violins. If I give it a new bow or the bow has new hair or something, it won't make a sound on the string. So I have to rosin it first. And I do that for every violin package that I make because I don't want a student to, and you know, someone who's new to violin and doesn't know about that, I don't want them to be excited and open the case for the first time and put the bow to the string and it goes, and they call me and go, my violin doesn't work, it doesn't make any sound. And then I say, did you rosin your bow? And they say, what's rosin? So this is part of how I'm making it easier for you to start your violin journey or your students. Okay, here's a perfect example of something that I catch while I'm doing these kind of things. Like the hair is like falling out of this bow and it doesn't look great when it's tightened and it's just giving me all the red flags. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my repair pile and I'm gonna find a new bow for this guy. Let's do that, shall we? I happen to have this brand new full-size bow in stock so that I can finish this violin outfit. This is totally new bow hair, so I really need to give it a good rosining. Okay. That makes a sound. Case is good, bow is good, violin is good. I'm just gonna tune it up a little bit more later today. Rosin, shoulder rest. I include a shoulder rest in every violin outfit because as a teacher, when my students would come in with a rented violin or a violin they bought off the internet for cheap, they would have just the violin and the bow, usually a bad bow and usually a bad violin, but also they didn't even have a shoulder rest. And this is so important because do you really want to learn violin or have your kid learn violin with it right up against their shoulder blade? It hurts and it's not comfortable. So the shoulder rest goes on here to make sure that it's nice and up under your chin. It's adjustable with the feet. Most of the ones I include are also collapsible like that, so that they can fit in the case better. But I mean, for some reason, these rental violins, people don't know to include shoulder rests. So, but then I have to send my students all over creation to find a shoulder rest. And I don't want to do that. I want everything right here so that you can just get started. And that's what I do. That's my gift to you. Then I think up a cute name for the violin. There will also be a QR code sticker on the back bottom of the violin, just so that if it ever gets misplaced or you don't know where you got it from, all you got to do is scan that code and it'll take you right to my Etsy shop, so you'll know exactly, oh, this is a violin rescue violin, let me call her and have it repaired or exchange it or whatever you need to do. So there you have it. That is my violin rescue process. These violins are great for beginner students, teachers who need instruments for their beginner students, or music schools that need rental instruments. You can buy them from me and your school can rent them out. I don't have a service contract, but if you just call me, I'll service them, no problem. I just bill for the time and materials, that's all. So thanks for watching my process at Violin Rescue. Please don't forget to visit my Etsy shop. Happy practicing!